the On Your Side forecast with Chief Meteorologist Scott Dorval.
Well, temperatures today were really soaring, and even with all the heavy smoke we had this morning, temperatures heating up rapidly. I thought we'd hit 95 for the high in Boise. That smoke trying to keep the temperature down a little bit. We actually shot up to 100. The computer chart's really not showing that we should hit 100. We did. Tomorrow, it is showing the lower atmosphere being a little bit hotter than today. So I'm still going to go with 100 for a high temperature tomorrow, but some places will probably get hotter than that. A 102 could show up, a 103. So indeed, the scorching heat is around. So total number of 100-degree plus days, and you look at the years, in 2003 we had 20 of them, 2006 and 2007 we had 16, 1990 we had 15, and right now, 2013, we are tied with 1994 here for, let's see, first, second, third, tie for fifth place actually when you count those twice. So tied for fifth place at 14. Tomorrow we may go to 15 as we add another day, and so indeed it has been a hot, dry summer, although when you look at the overall temperatures, July much hotter than certainly August has been, but we are right back up there. Look at the numbers, near 100 in all locations, 96 in Twin Falls, 80s up to the north. A lot of smoke again in this region right here, and I'll show you the details coming up as far as where that smoke is headed and why that smoke changes direction. This is important right here. Red flag warning in this region. It's not for thunderstorms. Red flag warning means you can have rapidly developing fires, but there's always a reason to the red flag warning, and it can be totally different. It might be thunderstorms, it just might be lightning and gusty winds. In this case, it's because the conditions are very, very dry. Humidity's in the single digits, and the air is very unstable, which gives you a high Haines index, a fire index that tells you get rapidly rising currents of air, and so the fires can have huge plumes of smoke. We didn't have that much today, but tomorrow that may be the case, and so you can then get erratic winds as some of those storms that form on top of the pyrocumulus clouds on top of the fires tend to collapse, and it kind of sends erratic winds out. So we have to watch for that as we move through the day tomorrow and into Friday as well. That's for Thursday and Friday. So right now we're still in the upper 80s and 90s. Everything's kind of clear in southern Idaho, clear of cloud cover, but not clear of the smoke. We still have that smoke, most of it now up in central Idaho, but a lot of it has been drifting on back. Cloud cover-wise, dry weather's moving in. There's storms offshore here. This cool front, which I thought could come through for Sunday and cool us down, will probably just go by to the north and really not drop our temperature that much. It'll just take that excessive heat near 100 out of the picture for a while, but no storms coming in from the south. I want to show you the wind directions now. This is a computer forecast chart. Notice the little blue arrows here, and you can see which way the winds are blowing here. You see the arrows in this direction. This is 7 o'clock going across. Some of the upper level winds higher are blowing in this direction here, so the smoke travels this way. That's at 7 o'clock. The winds are fairly light, but watch as I push us ahead to tomorrow morning. Watch the arrows now. They're all coming in the opposite direction. See which way they're headed? If you draw a line, it comes right into the Treasure Valley. That's why the smoke at night, it tends to follow the southeast wind as the air tends to go downhill. Lowest elevations are right near the Snake River and up towards Hell's Canyon over here, and so everything in higher elevations drains into the valleys, and that pulls the smoke, especially from Highway 21, but of course from this fire, these fires here as well. That's why we get the smoke coming around during the morning hours. I'm going to show you again details coming up in my special weather segment, how this fire is reacting, what firefighters are trying to do to help out and save the town of Featherville from this fire coming straight on in. Hot and smoky conditions, the forecast across most of the northwest. Folks in the Magic Valley haven't had as much smoke around. There are some places that have been good. McCall, for instance, has stayed clear most of the time. That should be the case again tomorrow. But look at these temperatures scorching again. We could have that thick smoke around the valley again tomorrow morning. High temperatures near 100, topping 100 in Mountain Home at 102. In the west central mountains, there hasn't been much smoke in these regions here, but there's a fire burning, the plaster fire, just south of Idaho City, so there may be some smoke around Idaho City, and a lot of these mountain valleys filling up with that smoke overnight. And again, visibility is very low, air quality very poor in that condition. Stanley and Sun Valley, temperatures in the 80s. Now, Stanley's had smoke a couple days. Today we had the heavy smoke. Yesterday, the day before, not much, but that dense smoke could be back. It all depends on where the smoke's going to go with this fire. The Sun Valley, the same story as well. We'll watch it closely and around Fairfield, smoke around here as well. Magic Valley forecast, hot and dry, lots of sunshine, less smoke, mid-90s, 96 in Gooding. Here's my On Your Side extended forecast, and look at the temperatures here. Staying hot through Friday, drop a little bit only over the weekend. We might get some cooler weather by Wednesday, but until then, not a lot may change. As far as how much smoke is in the air, that will depend on how firefighters can get a handle on things, and the red flag warning tomorrow doesn't really help the situation at all. but they are making efforts, and I'm going to talk about that in my special weather segment, what I believe is going on up there and what they're doing behind the lines to try to save Featherville from getting a direct hit.
Those blue arrows on that one map, it shows you exactly every
day
morning,
and night.
too.
If I could go back for the next 3 days and show the hours, I'll just flip-flop back and forth for several days ahead.
We'll have to do our exercising at night.
Or inside.
Yes.
Or inside, yes, probably a safer bet.
No excuses.
Right? Yeah, all right, thanks, God. You don't have to be a TV anchor to be surrounded by cameras these days. They're on the streets and stores, but we even have them in our own homes.
Yeah, so what happens when the devices that we use for safety actually get hacked?